Radio.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
It is Coffee Ann, and a good morning to you. It's Monday morning. It's November 28th, the Monday after Thanksgiving. So this day has been dubbed Cyber Monday.
It's also been dubbed kind of a not really business day here at the radio station.
Oh.
Because our fearless leader in the office, the fabulous Denise, is going to be on limited duty today.
Okay. That's just the way it
So
works
if the phone rings a little extra, don't worry about it. We'll get to you.
So on this day, at some of your bigger companies, because they know their workers who are just sitting in their cubicles, typing away, they know they're going to be shopping. So some companies have actually set aside time. Okay, everybody stop working. You have from 11 to 12. Go shop.
Is that so?
Go where you want to go, that we allow, on the internet if you feel like shopping, and you have this, we're giving you 1 hour. Please get it all done then.
Right. Just don't go to the porno websites and get a subscription for your Uncle Al.
Those will be blocked probably. Yeah. So anyway,
I like that.
So and then it's lunch, and then it's back to your normal day-to-day whatever you got to do. And so if you get caught online shopping outside that hour, you get in trouble. So some of your bigger companies
that's very close to when when we were in retail and you were in, I was in in our early years. They would offer discounts to employees just to discourage shrinkage.
That makes sense.
Shrinkage is an AKA for
stealing.
Theft, yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought
It's overall shrinkage. People stealing and employees stealing as well. I wanted to bring this up. There is a four-alarm fire that is going on in Mystic, Connecticut right now.
Fire there?
Yep. And firefighters are still at the scene. It broke out at a marina late Sunday night. Firefighters responded to Seaport Marine. Any idea where Seaport Marine might be?
Right across the street from the aquarium.
Is it? Okay. Around 9 p.m. last night, heavy flames and smoke. Multiple buildings were fully involved, according to the Norwich Fire Department, and a few of them have collapsed. Yeah. Firefighters from Westerly have also responded to this fire.
Certainly.
And there's going to be a news conference down there around 8:30 this morning, on Monday morning. No word on any injuries just yet, so they're going to update the press a little later on. So we'll see if we get anything a little later on about how that fire is going, whether or not they put it out or not. All right. Does everyone want to hear about my weekend?
Yeah. No.
I'm sure. Well, I'm the deciding vote.
Well,
so okay.
All right.
This is crazy because, I mean, either we have to listen to the Patriots harangue.
They didn't play.
They didn't play, so.
Or we have to listen to how I spent my Thanksgiving weekend.
It was just a busier than
Which,
normal
by the way,
weekend.
folks, we're going to hear it anyway. I'll just give you a preface, so if you want to go get a cup of coffee.
There you go.
He went to see 2 live concerts of the same music.
I'm looking for empathy. I'm not getting any from Dave, so maybe I'll get some from Romeo. Romeo, did we introduce you? That's Romeo Birthday over there, everybody. Hi, Romeo.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
All right. Nice of you to join us this morning. But the whole thing starts back on Wednesday. So, you work the day here at the radio station, and then it was go home get my wife, and then drive to Mohegan Sun.
Oh.
And because Trans-Siberian Orchestra was playing at Mohegan Sun. I think this is my last year at Mohegan Sun, by the way.
Why?
Of going to see them. It's the crowd. And not that they're a bad crowd, not that it's an unruly crowd. It's just not a very enthusiastic crowd because 80%, maybe a little more than 80, but let's go with 80% of the crowd that's there at the show is there to see the band. The other 20% are people that got free tickets for the casino and said, here, go, have a good time. And
you get a show.
Here's a free show.
And while you're here.
But these people first of all, get very good seats.
Yep.
But they also leave about an hour in because it's not what they want.
Yeah.
They hear the word orchestra. This will be nice. They think little strings and clarinets and flutes.
Not
This will be nice.
Trans-Siberian,
And they see out come the guys and with long hair and screaming guitars and flashing lights, and they shoot fire at us. Not really at you, but
I got you.
but you get my drift. And an hour later they can't take it. They up and leave. So, and and this is it's a Mohegan Sun thing. And they're running into the same situation everybody's running into, trouble finding people. All right, so I'm there on a Wednesday night. The food court is closed.
Okay.
The other restaurants that are open, about
I guess
20
they figure you'd be eating it for make up for it on Thursday, right?
Well, that's it. They got those posted signs. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, the food court is just closed.
Well, you would think on the night of a concert.
It doesn't matter.
They don't care.
So,
They're vendors. They're not run by Mohegan Sun.
Yeah.
You know that.
So, but then there's the other restaurants there. About 25% of them are just closed on that day. So what does that mean? First of all, the casino is packed. So that means if you want to eat, all the other restaurants, they're also packed. Because now you can't spread out everybody. You only go down to a few restaurants that are open. It's like, this isn't good. Lines just everywhere.
And you didn't bring a PB&J in a brown
I
bag?
did not. No. So and they're expensive. But anyway, so it was off to Mohegan Sun, and the show was great. And then, except for the people that left, and then driving home, got home around midnight.
Yeah.
Next day's Thanksgiving. We're back here early in the morning.
Yes.
The football game goes on nice, and I go home, and then I got to go visit family. They're on the South Shore of Massachusetts, so that's another hour drive to get over there.
Oh.
Okay, back home. Then it's Friday back here, and then home to go to see Ornament. Oh, we also did the Milk Fund auction. Then we go see Ornament at the Stadium Theater, and then back home. And then Saturday, I was able to rest a little on Saturday, and then was off to Worcester to go see the band I just saw on Wednesday.
So you had a weekend.
So it was even though the show was basically exactly the same, that I saw Wednesday to Saturday.
Different experience?
The
Is that
Saturday
what
show,
your point is?
The Saturday show was so much better because 100% of the crowd was there to see the band,
okay.
which made it far more enthusiastic. And the only people I saw left, and I wondered if they were going to make it. 2 rows in front of me, there's a mom and a dad and 2 little kids. And when I say little, I mean like 6 and 8. I'm like, I don't know, because, and I don't know if you saw, I posted a picture on social media. I had excellent seats on Saturday. Center row on the floor, 8 rows from the stage.
Yeah.
Now they're 6 rows from the stage. They were closer. And so, but with about an hour to go in the show, the kids couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Too loud, too hot from the fire. And it's like, all right, we'll take them out of here. They were happy because at some point during the show, the special effects, it rains down soap suds to make it look like it snows. And so it landed on the kids. It landed on all of us. So the kids were pretty fun, great. Hey, it landed on us. That was pretty nice. So that was cool. But we're getting towards the end. The show's 2.5 hours. So
That's a long show,
It's a long show. It is.
An hour and a half is about what you
and there's
usually
no
get.
intermission. There's no resting. No.
intermission.
Oh, my goodness.
No, they do stop and talk for a little bit, but no. Hey, we'll see you in 20 minutes or something like that. No, and so they made it about 2
If
hours.
I ever hated somebody, I would tie him to a chair and watch that show. Talk.
They do a little, but not just not a lot. But
Tell us what we want to know, or
know.
the show will go on, and you'll be here for the encore.
there is no encore. That's it. That's the point.
Well, you talk about the audience getting tired after 2.5 hours. Can you imagine the performers? Of course, they're used to
Imagine the
Well,
Coffee and panelists just listening to it.
it.
Funny about the show though.
Yeah.
In most of the time they do this, and they did it at Mohegan Sun and in Worcester. They have a show at 3 p.m. Do the
Twice.
exact.
So
So they
they-
do it. They run to about 5:30.
5 hours.
Then they eat.
Yeah.
Rest. Do it again.
Where do they
starting
eat?
at 7:30.
If
Right there.
If they're at Mohegan Sun, they
But
can't
he didn't say
eat.
eat anywhere. But the food's brought in for them, I'm
Gotcha.
sure.
I'm
That's
sure.
probably in their rider
Yeah.
that they get fed.
Yeah.
And but then rest up and clean up and do the exact same show in an hour.
Yeah.
It started all over again. So and they do that all the time. So and
Luckily, they only do it
and
this
I
time of year.
almost came close to catching a drumstick that was thrown into the crowd.
Oh,
It was
my.
caught. But it caught the row in front of me and about 3 people down to the left, and I thought about making a dive for it.
Really?
Yeah, right.
But if he threw it with just a little more
Yeah.
power, I could have gotten it. But
Yeah.
you don't want to knock people over. So
Was this before or after they?
this is after the show. After the
Okay.
show, they come out, they bow, everybody waves, the lights have come out, they're walking off stage. The drummer has about 5 drumsticks in his hands, and he's just tossing them into the crowd.
Wow.
Usually, he doesn't throw them that far,
Souvenirs,
but,
souvenirs.
souvenirs.
Yeah.
It was funny. My son, who went with us, was trying to catch a guitar pick.
Yeah.
And he was wearing a baseball hat.
Right.
And he was able to catch the eye of the guitarist who's throwing him out. And he's holding his hat up as a target.
Yep.
And he flung it at him, but guitar picks weigh nothing.
Yeah.
Right, and they
they're
catch
small.
the air too.
And that's
'Cause
right.
they're flat.
And you're 20, 30 feet away. So it was headed towards him, and then it's kind of stopped and fluttered down. It's like, nah. So we looked on the ground afterwards just to see if no one picked it up, but we couldn't find any.
Yeah. All right.
No one
Well,
picked
Joe,
it up.
it's an interesting
Okay,
story,
thanks.
but
All right, let's come to an end.
yeah, you've made me remember my shock and my coming of age.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all throughout, because I played music in school, and so we were exposed to the classics, and we played all classical instruments and things like that as well. But I remember listening to the broadcasts of the Boston Symphony Orchestra and the Boston Pops on the radio from Boston, and it was really really something to see until you actually attended one. And you realize that there you are all dressed up, and you're there, and you're getting ready to watch. Arthur Fiedler had passed on by the time I actually attended one personally, but John Williams was there, and Kitty Carlisle Hart was there to do a reading during one of the numbers, and it was quite a nice little thing. There were some friends. They had a table and the rest of that there at Symphony Hall, and you keep hearing the murmur in the back. And I'm saying to
The
myself,
back of the crowd?
yeah,
Okay.
why are not people quiet? I mean, at the high school concerts, people are very attentive and quiet while the musicians play. But no, you got a bunch of rowdies in the back. I mentioned
Really?
it.
Wow.
Yes, I mentioned it to Gil Deary, a Manville boy who grew up here in Woonsocket and died tragically way too early. But he was a DJ at WCRB, the classical music station in Boston, which broadcast the concerts. And I asked him, I said, what's the deal? He says, the drunks. There's always a few drunks in there.
Really?
And they get everybody going, and half of what you hear is shushing the drunks. And I said,
At a classical concert?
at Symphony Hall?
Well, they go out for dinner before the concert.
have
Probably
a
have a
few.
few drinks, and it's a night
He
out for
says,
them.
he says they buy tickets like everybody else. What are you supposed to do?
Wow.
And so
No rowdiness.
when you were just telling about that, there's a group of people there who probably didn't care for that kind of music
Yeah.
or that show or that presentation. You have people who do go to Symphony Hall for classical music who can't behave themselves.
All right, it happens everywhere.
If I may.
Yeah.
Yes.
Joe, you're a movie buff.
try to be.
You go to a lot of movies.
Well, I used to.
In theaters, I think. Yeah. Isn't that a problem now with people, being kind of rude and talking
Oh,
and putting
geez,
their
no.
feet up in
They-
front of you and even cell
Really?
phones?
I haven't
lighting
had
up?
I never
I
heard
mean,
of that.
audiences
Cell phones
don't
is still a problem.
audiences don't know how to behave.
I
As a rule,
think it all
that's
depends.
Generalization.
I do worry
Yeah.
about that sometimes,
Yeah.
but it depends on the movie that you're going to go see.
yeah.
And for some reason, some people in the audience cannot handle if there's silence on the screen.
Oh, dead air.
Yeah, well, there's still something going on.
Yeah.
But they're being silent for whatever reason
Yeah.
for the next 10 seconds or so.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people can't handle it, so they feel like they have to be funny and yell stuff out.
Is that so?
That
Oh,
bothers
yeah.
me.
Yeah, that-
but if you go see a movie
Yeah.
that's a little more action oriented
Yeah.
and things are blowing up,
Well, it's so
if
loud,
things are
you
blowing
can't-
up so loud,
You couldn't
people can't
hear the next person next to you
Exactly.
anyway,
So
so
you
why
shut
talk?
up.
Yeah, I get it.
But you mentioned cell phones. That's still a problem.
I've
Yeah.
noticed that in movies.
Yeah.
Even though they come on before the movie starts to shut your cell phone off or silence it.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I've noticed where it rings. People are pretty good at that, but you see people texting all the time.
Yeah.
It's not that distracting
Okay.
to me, but you can tell people are doing it. So,
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of the movie or pick me up
a
on
lot
the
of people
9,
just think
10
they're,
or something
they're
like
in their living room. They
Well, yeah.
pull their feet up. And
that. It is.
I know. I just found the audiences to be a little bit, and I don't want to use the word misbehave, but I don't think they know how to act in a theater. And I think that trend, that
They
continues.
haven't had the same sterling examples that we had.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly,
Right.
And that continues, with live concerts. I mean,
It does.
with a small minority of people, but they kind of ruin it for the majority.
All right, and the Patriots did lose on Thursday, Romeo. We've got to do a little Patriots talk, and now they play this Thursday at home against the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Very difficult game this coming Thursday.
Yes, I know.
And I'm still not impressed with Mac Jones. who did not. Man,
Yeah.
you just cannot keep scoring field goals instead of touchdowns and
Yeah.
expect to win the game
And get sacked.
and get sacked all the time,
Yeah.
driving me crazy.
So you think the Patriots should get zapped?
No, bringing in Zappy at this time of year now, unless it's an emergency,
Yeah.
Right.
is
Too
not
late.
is not
It's
the
not the
right
way to
idea.
go.
Stick
Yeah.
with him,
That's
stick
it.
with Mac, see how far we can get with him. But next year, I want a real battle during
Okay.
during preseason to see who's going to be the
Wow.
starting quarterback.
That'll be interesting.
I really want that. All right. Break time here on Coffee And. If you do have comments or questions, you can always call them in at 766-1240. So you're remodeling your home and you want to find just the right flooring. So off you go to DRL Carpet. Why? Because they have the best selection and prices in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. That means you don't have to wait. Plus, it means you can get it installed now. So first you get the best price, next you get the best service, and you get the best selection. Whether you're looking for carpet, tile, hardwood floors, the place to shop is DRL Carpet, 27 Veterans Way, Woonsocket, next to World War II Veterans Memorial Park. DRL Carpet reminds you there's a big difference between getting the job done and getting the job done right. DRL Carpet of Woonsocket. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON, AM, and FM.
It is Coffee In on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us on this Monday morning. It is Cyber Monday, as it's been deemed now. The Monday after Thanksgiving. There'll be a lot of online shopping today. That's why they call it Cyber Monday. All right. It is November 28th. Joe Callan here, along with Dave Richards. And Romeo Berthum is here as well. And other things. Dave, do I know you're not a big cyber shopping person anyway, although getting equipment here is sometimes that's what you got to do.
I did buy something on Black Friday for the first time in my existence.
Really?
And I had to buy it online. It had to be done. Mm-hmm. Something that's made in China, not sold at a store anywhere in Rhode Island. And I had to purchase a couple things that broke on Thursday.
Okay.
At our broadcast at the football game, I have to replace without delay. So I got on the computer on Friday, and they should be arriving today. But anyway, that's my story. I usually avoid Black Friday. I usually avoid Cyber Monday. I think I'll have more success today because I really needed to get stuff Friday.
May I ask, Dave, what you purchased on Black Friday, or is it none of my business?
Two Zoom control units for cameras.
Oh, it certainly is my business. Good.
Yeah, for the TV cameras we use. Yeah,
Just for the milk fund
we
auction?
needed. Sometimes stuff comes out of the box. Sometimes stuff breaks while you're using it. In a technical aspect like we have here, it happens all the time. So it's normal wear and tear.
Okay.
And when it tears, you better replace it.
Oh, yeah.
So I ordered two Zoomers. We call them Zoomers. That's not what they are. They're Zoom control units.
I saw an article, ironically, online. It was about shopping local as opposed to the big stores online.
The box.
And
Which all, by the way, think that they're local stores because they have stores in local localities.
And they have local employees.
And right, but the person that had written the article owned a small curio shop kind of thing, and they hear this all the time. Oh, this whatever this is. Oh, this is really nice. But then he overhears the people saying, "Gee, I bet I can get it cheaper on Amazon."
Well, yeah.
And the answer is, yes, you can. And that was his point.
Sometimes.
Sometimes you can. He goes, because
I've seen a lot of
look at
bad
us.
prices on Amazon.
He goes, but if you look at us, we're the one giving you the personal service. We're the ones that's letting you hold this item.
That's right.
We
And
don't
you get it
have-
today.
and you
Talk
get it right,
about
you
free
get it right
shipping.
now. And yeah, we don't have the massive warehouse that Amazon has.
But you know what?
We can't have an unlimited supply of whatever this thing is. So that's why it costs a
It
little
all
more.
boils down to the money. It always does. It's not the money.
I know.
It's the money.
And so, and they say,
I don't know if I agree with that in this case.
They're the ones that
the
are
scenario
saying-
he's talking about is the service. You
Yeah.
have to pay a little something for the service. If service doesn't matter to you, okay, fine, thank you very much, drop dead, goodbye. But if service matters to you, if you want to ask a question, if you want to be able to return, maybe you're buying it as a gift, you want them to be able to return. You don't want to hang them up with all the baloney of trying to return something you got online.
And the other part was we'll hear it throughout the month of December with our little shop at home things that will be airing, and one of them is when the local Little League and the local
Right.
Pop Warner are looking for sponsors for their teams. They
Yeah,
run to
Amazon
the,
doesn't do that.
They run to the local business. Amazon doesn't do it. Walmart doesn't do it. Kohl's
Right.
doesn't do it. Target doesn't do it.
Well,
They just never do.
Good segue into what I wanted to say. I'll say it now. You know, being involved with the Milk Fund Auction Committee, we're doing a lot of soliciting, you know, for free gift cards and free
Sure.
items. We're getting a lot, and we want to thank the merchants. But every now and then, one of our committee members goes to one of those big box places, those national chains, and they all have the same answer. We have
Call
to
corporate.
we have to check with corporate. Thank you very much, and very few of them will donate. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It's the way it is. They're not community minded people.
It's funny you say that because 20 some odd years ago, when I was doing my retail time, working at Comp USA, every time someone came in looking for a donation, Boy Scouts came in, Girl Scouts
Yeah.
came in,
Sure.
and I was in charge of this actually at the time. It was so easy. We didn't there weren't the gift cards at the time.
Yeah.
Everything was paper, and the rule was, got this from the general manager, whoever comes in, nonprofits looking for a gift card,
Yep.
automatic $50 gift card. Here you go, without question.
Wow.
And they loved it.
Comp USA?
Comp USA. We did this all the time.
That's
Just wrote it out. Here you go.
That's an exception.
Yeah, and that was
Yeah.
the rule that we got from the GM, and
That's an exception.
people kept coming back because they knew you could always get a $50 gift card from us,
Yep.
a
Yep.
gift certificate, and then it changed to
50.
gift cards, and it all stopped
Oh, when the cards came in.
when the electronic cards came in because now someone in Dallas, Texas, which is where the home office was,
Yeah.
now someone is
Yeah.
checking of how much are you giving away and why are you giving this
Yeah.
away.
Okay.
Kind of thing, and it all kind of, and then I left, and then
Makes sense.
things just ended. But it was constant. Oh yeah, because we always knew, especially at a Comp USA, we're going to get the money back.
No,
There's
sure.
no way you're not spending at least $100 if you're bringing in a $50 gift card, and we
Right.
knew that. So
Yeah.
it was easy to give stuff away then. But I can see it now. Everyone's got to check with their corporate office just to give you a $25 gift card. I don't know why the managers
or
do not
less.
have, or less, or I don't know why the managers of the store do not have more leeway
Yeah.
in making that decision locally.
Yeah. Well,
Or they don't want to have that.
yeah.
They don't want to make that decision.
Yeah. Well, talking about that, you probably noticed, Dave, you probably will eventually, that most of the gift cards that we're getting are $10 or more. And there's a reason for that. It's the big word, the I word, inflation. I mean, we used to get the $5 gift cards from Dunkin' Donuts, but you get one of those. What do you get for $5 there?
You get a donut and coffee.
medium-sized coffee. So
Yeah.
the gift cards are up a little bit this year, and
amounts.
in
Wow.
amounts, yeah, because of the inflation thing.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
that's
we'll
a good thing.
We'll take whatever we can get
Well, sure.
from the individual, merchants, but if the people that are donating money for us to go out and buy gift cards, we're buying the $10 or more gift cards.
How'd your auction go on Saturday? Were you
Not
happy
bad.
with it?
First one, yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, it didn't even come close to what happened on Friday here, but we did okay. We did about half of what you guys did on Friday. That isn't bad.
That's fine.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the first one's always a little slow, and it'll move, I'm sure, as time goes on, as we, and again, if I may, I want to mention that I'm very happy to see the publicity the call is giving us. I saw the article yesterday, and apparently there's one today. I haven't really had time to read it. But I also want to thank the auction committee. We've been meeting since October. 5 people, myself, of course, Darren, Bob and Nancy Phillips, Michelle Bocchini, and Lisa Casafero and her daughter. There's really 7, but we're going out there to get the stuff and to make it all possible. And I just wanted to acknowledge those people because they've worked hard, and it takes a. I know you're not going to like this line. It takes a village.
Takes a village.
Hillary Clinton
Well, you're right about the
was right when she said that.
about the ramping up because
Yeah.
it's just in people's minds that we just wait to December. And,
I know,
We'll
yeah.
just start. We'll start in December. So once we start in November, people are like, oh, that's a surprise.
And besides thanking, the committee, Of course, I want to go out and thank. I want to also publicly thank the people who are donating, and there are lots of them. We sent out 200 letters,
Yeah. Wow.
and we're getting some good response. So thank you very much, everybody, especially the merchants and the listeners, everybody who's donating. Thank you so much.
All right, great.
Yeah.
And you'll have another one coming up this Saturday.
We have a
another one-
goal this year, Joe.
Goal.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
$60,000.
$60,000, and we're
We'll talk more about it on Thursday when the actual appeal actually starts.
when the
Oh, it hasn't started yet?
well, it has.
Our project has started.
This
Our
is a-
auction project has started, but the
this is-
appeal still officially starts December
Okay.
1st.
This is a Okay, I got it. Okay. Never mind.
So yes, sad story out of down there in Newport. This was a student athlete died in a crash in New Hampshire. Our article here doesn't have it, but other stuff I've read about this, it was her and her father
Yeah.
died in this car crash
that's sad.
in New Hampshire, Barrington, New Hampshire. Yeah, she was on the softball team at Salve
That's
Regina
very, very sad.
University. She was a 21-year-old senior and died on Thanksgiving up there. And they do say they believe speed and impairment played a role. So I'm not sure who was driving at the time, but I do know it was her and her father who passed away in that in that crash. So that's a shame right there.
It really is.
And it's just this. It's a bizarre story out of Warwick, the double stabbing, and Dave, it's so funny when you read the story, and it's the how do they put it here? The suspect is reported the girlfriend of the younger victim's ex-boyfriend. I was like, wait a minute, I gotta
Oh,
write that.
yeah,
I
wait
gotta
a
write
minute.
that down. Wait a minute. You can't tell the players without the scorecard. Then we get the suspect, and how are they related to this person and this person?
Yeah.
It's like, huh.
Draw me a chart.
I need a chart to figure out and where do the arrows go to figure out
know.
who is related to who on this thing. So,
Yes.
but it,
So the alleged assailant was the ex-boyfriend,
no ex-girlfriend.
was the ex-girlfriend
Yeah,
of an ex-boyfriend
yeah, and now she's
of
stabbed.
the younger person that got stabbed.
From other things I've read, she has stabbed a woman that's now the current girlfriend, and that woman's mother.
Oh, my God.
If you can follow this,
I'm trying, but I know
It
one
is
thing.
difficult.
There are a lot of X's.
there,
Yeah.
I know it's like
Yeah.
who's related to who, and now what precipitated all this?
Oh, I
You got no idea.
Well, yeah.
I can speculate.
You can speculate, but we don't have the exact what's going on. And someone didn't.
Shall we say soap opera motivations?
didn't give back the little statuette I gave them, or they owe me
Jealousy,
money, or
hate.
there's jealousy going on.
Yeah.
A lot of jealousy.
Or what do you mean you're dating that girl?
Yeah.
She used to be a friend of mine, and who knows what
You sound like
what's going through the mind.
Okay, well, you sound like
No.
you know about this.
I have never been
Hi.
stabbed.
Just teasing.
Lucky you.
I guess. All right, let's see. Other things that are going on. The state is going to get, or the state is providing $7 million for adult education.
Good.
That's nice. Adult education programs will be getting a boost in funding from the state of Rhode Island. It will award 19 grants totaling $7 million during the fiscal year of 2023 through 2027. The grants will be awarded to 15 organizations, including the Blackstone Valley Community Action Program.
Okay.
That's nice.
That's always good.
It's not
That's
as
all-
much money as it sounds.
No, it
Whenever they
probably
want to
isn't.
make it look like a much bigger amount of money,
Well, we
they'll
group
say,
it
well,
together.
between now and 2027. So
That's 4
you're looking
years.
at just barely over $1 million a year going to 19 different places. And thank you very much. That's helpful. But
Every
it's
time we
not,
divide.
it's not like $7 million huge.
I just did some quick math in my head. It's about 50 grand a year per organization. That's not a lot of money. You're absolutely right. That's
Well,
not
we'll
a lot
take
of
it.
Thank you
But
very
you
much
know
for
what?
the help. But it's not like they're trying to make it look $7 million.
Every little bit helps, and adult education is important.
All right.
Education is important. Period.
Coming from the
yes.
retired school teacher.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break here in the Coffee and program. So right now it is time, and I am not ready. I'm sorry about this. It's time for the weather forecast with wonderful Dave Richards, and that's being brought to us by, and I typed that in wrong. Here we go. Still not right.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this again. Here, let's put this over here. We'll put this
Just
over
reading
here.
live, Joe.
I'm trying to pull up the weather forecast. Here it is, and it's brought to you by the Ad Council.
Becoming mostly sunny skies with a high of 53 and a west wind up to 14 this afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear, overnight low of 27. Tuesday's weather sunny with a high of 44. Wednesday, 80% chance of showers in the afternoon, high of 58. Wednesday night, 90% chance of more rain and windy, up to 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Thursday, sunshine and 42. Friday, sunshine and 43. Saturday, partly sunny and 52. And next Sunday, mostly sunny with a high of 51.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio in the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street, we still have clouds and 52 degrees. Okay, dads, it's time to do the Running Man, the Cabbage Patch, or something more contemporary, the floss. You kind of do this, and then you do that. That's right, dance like a dad with your kids. Learn more at fatherhood.gov, sponsored by the Ad Council.
Time is always at a premium, but especially during the holiday season when everybody's rushing around with so much to do. That's one reason it's nice to shop here at home instead of heading out of town to go shopping, fighting traffic and winter road conditions. Here at home, you have more time to enjoy your shopping. You get more done. And besides, it's a good feeling knowing that instead of giving your business to strangers, you're helping to build a stronger local community. This holiday season, be good to yourself and your community and do your shopping right here at home.
One of our great hometown merchants is Belo's Flowers, 665 Diamond Hill Road, Woonsocket.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate. Hi, everybody. This is Dave Richards. Among the items we'll put up for bid on the Monday Milk Fund Radio auction are a Pro 4 tactical LED lantern with red emergency flasher from Pepin Lumber, a battery-operated 2-in-1 hair trimmer, an oversized Stars and Stripes beach towel, plus gift cards from Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, Wright's Farm Restaurant, and Little General Stores. That's just a sample of what we have for you. So join me, Joe Callahan, and our special guest auctioneer, State Representative Steve Casey, for all the fun from 4 to 5 Monday here on ON Radio.
ON Radio.
Hey, it's Coffee and here on ON Radio. Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards and Romeo Berthium. Yes, Milk Fund Auction will be coming up at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Yes.
Once again, we'll be joined by State Representative Steve Casey, who will be the guest auctioneer for today. All right. We are going to have the Christmas tree lighting at the State House. It's scheduled for sometime this week. Do we have a date on that? Wednesday at 5. Oh, Wednesday at 5.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And remember the fiasco? Not fiasco. Maybe that's a bad word for it. The situation that happened a few years ago.
Governor Chafee?
Governor Chafee wouldn't call it a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Had to keep calling it a holiday tree.
You know,
What holiday are we celebrating, Governor? And he would never answer that question.
that was much ado about nothing. They were calling them holiday trees even before he was governor, and nobody was saying anything. That was an excuse for the media to go after him. They didn't like him. And they,
you saying conspiracy theory there, Romeo?
conspiracy is a strong word, but I really believe that was much ado about Zippo. But
So is steel. Steel is a strong word, too. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Anyway, so no big controversy now, huh?
Well, no, because he's calling it a Christmas tree.
Of course, of course.
It is the Christmas tree lighting.
Yeah, you know.
But Chafee brought stuff on himself.
I understand.
Romeo.
You know when people say Happy Holidays,
Yeah.
some people get all bent out of shape. But you know what? When
Not
you think
anymore.
about it, the holidays start on Halloween. Then it's Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, the
Well, I
holiday
don't know about
season.
Halloween, but
Well, you'd be surprised. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. Those are the holidays. So
We
you wish
have
people
more
a happy
holidays than we know what to do with.
holidays.
You
So
got
Veterans
New Year's,
Day if you want.
Then you got MLK Day because they
Arbor
don't want to
Day.
say Martin Luther King Day because a lot of
Yeah.
people can't
Not too
pronounce
long.
it. Right.
But we
And
also
you got Valentine's
Yeah.
Day.
well, that continues then.
That's
It goes
right.
no, but the
then
point,
you have Easter,
I
Good Friday,
too many holidays, huh? Good Friday's not a holiday; it's a holy day.
Mardi
Easter, don't
Gras.
forget Easter. That's not a holiday.
Right.
But I don't personally take
First
offense
day
at
of
that
spring.
anymore. Okay, I got your point, Dave.
Opening day, baseball season. That's a holiday.
That's a holiday. No, but really,
Dave, I got to hold on, Romeo.
Yeah,
Dave, I got the
no problem.
thumbs up from Steve Casey, so he will be here for Milk Fun
okay,
Auction. So
Steve.
thanks, Steve.
He is a good guy. We like Steve.
we do that.
He has always been very generous toward the milk fund, toward a lot of the causes that we have locally. But getting back to this final comment I'm going to make is, of course, Christmas is the center of it all. I understand that. That's the big holiday. And I know that the politically correct way of saying, Merry Christmas now is Happy Holidays. And you said it's no longer a big controversy.
I don't hear.
I don't agree.
It's not
agree
the
with that.
controversy
Yeah.
it was for some reason.
Yeah.
It was like 4 or 5 years ago, the woke community was just up in arms if you said
Well,
Merry Christmas, but it's not.
You
that,
can't.
It's not that situation anymore. It just kind of died away.
You can't forget the Festival of Lights, and you can't forget Kwanzaa. I mean, those are all holidays around the same time. So, again, I don't know why people took offense at that. You don't know who you're talking to. You say, hey, happy holidays. What if the guy's Jewish?
That's right.
He doesn't celebrate Christmas. Mm-hmm. You
How
know
do
what I'm
How do
saying?
you know that?
Yeah. So, there you go. I'm done.
Okay, very good. Get off your soapbox there, Romeo.
Thank
All right,
you.
now get back on. Senator from Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren, says we need more federal aid for Native Americans, because she is one, you know.
Don't get me going.
I
but
couldn't believe when I read that headline.
Do we
Yeah.
need more federal aid for Native Americans?
Always use it. I know they had.
Yes, you do. When you are a flaming liberal Democrat, you have to give money to people to get reelected.
What do you
But
suggest,
does she really need the Native American vote to get reelected in
Well,
Massachusetts?
hold on just a second now, Joe. You have to understand something. She
Yes.
made the I don't really like the lady or her politics. I absolutely don't agree with. But all that's just disagreement among people's point of view. However, she made the comments on Native American Heritage Day.
Yes, which was
So
Friday.
it's appropriate for her to say something about Native Americans on that day. The fact that there's a history of Native Americans and her from when she was running for president, she was running for the nomination for president.
She's running for president.
Yes. But,
Probably still is.
more specifically, she wasn't running for president. She was running for the nomination to be the party's chosen person and didn't win it. But that's okay. But so you have to understand that it was appropriate for her to say something. And that's a fairly benign thing, saying we need to help these people who we're honoring today.
Okay. The government must
it's what politicians
redouble its
do.
efforts to keep its promises made to Native Americans. She says promises have been ignored and broken for generations.
Yes, well,
But-
that's not true. We've kept a bunch of other promises, and we've done an awful lot of other things. I could get into a whole list of things that we do for Native Americans
We let
that
them
we
build
don't
casinos.
do. Right. There you
They're
go.
getting their revenge.
So
Right.
it's somebody can feel sorry for them and say, "Oh, I always get picked on," and not count their blessings.
Yeah.
If you were to count your blessings, you would find that the ledger is a little more balanced than you're making it out to be.
Well, along those lines, Dave, if I may, the recent controversy with President Biden, canceling the college debt. I think that was a great example of what you were just saying, right? Would you agree with that? Trying to buy votes?
Yeah,
Of course, the courts decided a little bit differently from what Biden wanted to do so far, anyway.
He still thinks he's going to prevail after the
I don't think he
discussion
will.
is done.
I don't think he will.
Yeah? All right.
Not with the Republican Congress coming in. But it's just an example of what you're saying. Buy votes with not your money, but with government money, which is really the people's money, really, when you think about it.
Dave, take a look at the, if you will, at your emails. 'Cause I think someone said that they emailed Coffee In yesterday about something about the Rhode Island state surplus. Okay. Romeo, off the top of your head, do you know?
I don't. No, I
You know,
didn't hear that.
Us in Massachusetts got a refund. Did you get a refund?
I did.
I got my refund
Yeah,
too.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. It was very
That's
nice.
a good example of what Dave was saying. I think I'll vote for whoever sent me that.
Well, that was Charlie Baker, and now he's
I,
out.
I
so.
can't vote for him. I'm sorry.
But now, I guess, I don't know, is there a Rhode Island state surplus?
Yep.
And will Rhode Islanders be getting
They
the same
should.
kind of deal? Well, I don't know if they have the same kind of obscure law that Charlie Baker found in Massachusetts.
They'll find that was his farewell gift to
was
everybody.
his
and it was
farewell
nice. I appreciate. I liked Charlie
Proposition
Baker.
2.5, laws like that, they
Yeah.
were what we call the sober laws.
Sober laws.
Yes.
Okay.
They used to call the blue laws sober laws, but no, these are sober
Well,
laws.
you couldn't buy,
hey, if we
alcohol
tax
on
you too
Sunday.
much, we're going to give you some of it back. Now, who the heck
Okay.
could disagree with that?
Well,
Except corrupt politicians.
Yeah, that one
No.
fall for themselves.
And I guess they had just enough sober politicians in the legislature that year to make it ride.
well, in my opinion, I don't think anything is going to come back from the state of Rhode Island. Rhode Island. This is Rhode Island. Rhode Island doesn't give
Oh, we'll
money.
use it.
Very,
We'll-
very, yeah.
We'll need it. We'll need it from the money we're not collecting from the tolls.
Well, that's true too. That's why they're going to use it. That's why they're going to use it for
gotta-
their
it's gotta-
budget.
it's gotta
and
go to
not-
that.
It's
Yeah.
not going to come back to the taxpayers.
We were expecting $100,000 to come in from that, and that stopped. So we,
yeah. Where is that now?
we'll just take it from the surplus
Yeah.
and put it into that fund. No more surplus.
Absolutely.
See how perfect that is?
Well, Dave is a couple of years younger than me, but he may have heard this and many times. And you too, Dave. When they first, back in the late 40s, the governor of Rhode Island was a man by the name of John O. Pastore.
Oh, yes.
And he proposed a temporary 1% sales tax. They called it the Pastore tax. Then he went on to become a senator.
And it didn't pass Tory through the legislature.
Well, that 1% sales tax has since become 7.5 or 7?
It's 7.
7%. And it never will go away.
Oh, no.
Nothing is temporary. So there's another example of
Well,
what they
the
do.
the
Yeah.
email that was talking about with the surplus,
Yeah.
writer caller says that Rhode Island has a $610 million surplus.
Ooh.
So how will we spend it?
Let's divide it by 1 million people. That's about the population.
Yeah, how will we spend it? With families facing gas prices anywhere from $3.50 to $5 per gallon, balloon heating oil prices, food prices up 20%, one would think logically that some of the surplus would be better distributed to every family in Rhode Island, just like you said,
Yeah,
Romeo,
yeah, of course.
rather than spending on new expenses and adding more staff to our existing state
Well, that's
office
another-
expenses.
that's another problem.
But the state continues to find new ways to avoid reduced spending and not helping all the people in Rhode Island with this surplus. Example, a check for $1,000 to 300,000 families would only take half of the surplus. So please help all families in the state dealing with a higher cost of living. Do not focus on creating more jobs for friends or new projects.
Yeah.
So yeah, $610 million in the Rhode Island state surplus. Will they do what Massachusetts did and do the refunds?
It would be great if they did.
I don't know if it's in the
If it's in the
It's
works.
not
It's
in
in
the
the works.
It's not in the Democratic Party playbook.
no.
I
But a
will-
Republican governor in Massachusetts can get it through.
I
he
predict
didn't.
it won't happen in Rhode Island.
Well, probably not. And it took Charlie Baker, I think it was last summer, he said, hey, we're giving money back. And it took all the way to November for the actual money to arrive. So
I wish that man would run for president.
I think he's out of politics.
I agree with you,
Charlie's
but I
just
wish
done.
he would run. That's just a kind of a wish I have. Because
Unless he wants to go up against Trump to try to get the nomination. I don't think he will.
He was a great governor. He was probably the most popular governor in the U.S. at one time. Probably still is.
He
Not
had,
probably. I saw a report that
Yeah.
said just
70
Okay.
He had like a 73% approval rating, which is
Good guy.
which is
Yeah,
outstanding.
Yeah, really.
But will Rhode Island give the money back to its residents? Even if they said, "Hey, yeah, let's do this," you wouldn't see the money until the spring
Yeah.
at the earliest. And
Well,
then
I guess it's never too late, but
no,
you know,
but they'll come up with, well, we can't
You-
do
you
it now
were
because
thinking maybe-
it's income tax season. We don't want to fiddle with the IRS. And then
you were thinking it would have been nice to get this for the holiday season.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the way Massachusetts kind of looked
Of
at
course.
it. If I start it in the summer, we'll get the money into the hands of the residents before the holiday season.
And it's going to help generate the local economy as well. Most
Oh,
people are going to
that's right.
spend that
We'll
money
spend
in
it.
mass on Christmas gifts
Yeah.
and stuff that they weren't going to buy. If
Or
they didn't have
Hanukkah
that
gifts
money.
or Kwanzaa gifts.
There you go. Political correctness prevails.
All right. We're going to take our final break here of the program. More of Coffee In is coming up, and we'll try to get to some of the weird stuff that's going on as well.
This
It's
hasn't
always
been
a good
weird?
time. Weirder, all right? Woonsocket's newest antique store has doubled in size. Passed Down in Time now has more room for you to browse their unique gifts, Crossroad candles, old books, and many other vintage objects and collectibles. Passed Down in Time is directly across the street from Woonsocket City Hall on Main Street. Stop in and say hi to Cindy Wednesday through Saturday. Passed Down in Time invites you to discover the wondrous items that await you. Come in today. Passed Down in Time. Do you have an upcoming event or newsworthy item that you feel your local daily newspaper should cover? Just email us at notices@woonsocketcall.com. That's notices@woonsocketcall.com. Or call us today at 767-8550. With over 50,000 local readers in print and online, The Call and woonsocketcall.com is your trusted daily local news source for important local news and happenings. Again, that number is 767-8550. The email address, notices@woonsocketcall.com. The Call and woonsocketcall.com, your daily local information source for the news you want to know.
There is nothing like the beauty of a little holiday tree to liven up the holidays. Join us at the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center for its annual Trim a Tree classes on Wednesday, November 30th at 1 p.m. or 6 p.m. Create and decorate your very own tabletop boxwood tree. This popular event sells out every year. A light meal is included. Private classes are available for groups of 15 or more. For tickets or additional information, visit Vos True Value Hardware or the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center website.
Hi, everybody. This is Dave Richards. Among the items we'll put up for bid on the Monday Milk Fund radio auction are a Pro 4 tactical LED lantern with red emergency flasher from Pepin Lumber, a battery-operated 2-in-1 hair trimmer, an oversized Stars and Stripes beach towel, plus gift cards from Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, Wright's Farm Restaurant, and Little General Stores. That's just a sample of what we have for you. So join me, Joe Callahan, and our special guest auctioneer, State Representative Steve Casey, for all the fun from 4 to 5 Monday here on ON Radio.
ON Radio.
Milk Fund Auction will be coming up this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Please join us. Should be a good time.
You wanted some stupid stuff?
What do you have, Dave, before I get to my stupid stuff?
Former President Donald Trump is offering more details about his dinner with rapper Kanye West.
Yes.
Now,
That's-
who prefers
that's
to be
Ye.
known as
And-
Ye,
Ye.
right.
And the white supremacists.
Yes, but just to make sure that everybody knew who we were
All
talking
right,
about.
all right.
Yeah.
And, of course, he also had dinner with a nationalist, they're calling it,
Well, it's a
Nick
supremacist.
Fuentes,
Yeah.
at his Mar-a-Lago resort last week. Over the weekend, on his Truth social media
Nino
platform, which
yes.
the Trump organization put together for him, Trump referred to Kanye as a, quote, seriously troubled man, and said he offered the
Wait a minute.
rapper very much needed advice.
Okay.
Ye didn't necessarily think it was needed, but Mr. Trump thought it was needed. In an earlier post, he also said that he told Kanye, or Ye,
Yay.
he said, you should definitely not run for president, because any votes you get should be voting for Trump.
Oh, I see. He's
Now,
afraid Kanye's going to run for
The
president.
honesty of that
Yeah.
statement, because, politicians will think that way, the honesty of that statement is what seems to endear people to Mr. Trump. All right. Well, anyway.
Really?
Meanwhile,
I don't
Trump
know.
Back at the ranch.
Trump maintained that he didn't know who Fuente was.
Nah.
Fuente is noted for having posted racist content. Well, that doesn't. And Holocaust revisionism online.
No.
Revisionism,
Yeah,
yeah.
revisionism is the word. Yeah. Now, the Holocaust revisionism I get. But you can just say, I like my pal, and he's not black, and he's not Asian. He happens to be Caucasian, but I like my pal, and someone will call you racist. So, I don't know, saying that someone is racist there's just no sting to it anymore, because people will be called racist for jumping in a cab ahead of you. If they don't happen to be the same race as you, then they're racist.
you stole a cab from
Anytime you don't like something, the woke generation will call someone racist.
All right. But to play devil's advocate,
Right. But the guy probably is. I mean, how do I
If,
know? I don't know who Fuentes is either. But I didn't have him over for supper.
Well, that's it. Trump has him over for dinner.
Yeah.
You can't say I don't know who he is if you're having him over for lunch.
Yeah, right.
But
See,
anyway,
I get that part.
all
That's
right.
why I thought this was a stupid story.
I don't buy it.
All right. On to other fun things that
Oh,
are going on.
we have more.
I got more too.
We have more here.
What do you got?
One Atlanta mom is recovering after welcoming her new
Oh, yeah.
baby
At the McDonald's.
at McDonald's.
Yeah. The baby wanted some McNuggets.
Right. Alexandria Worthy was on her way to the hospital just before Thanksgiving when she made it a pit stop at the fast food restaurant to
Why?
use the restroom
Oh, all right.
because she was concerned how things were progressing.
That makes
and
sense.
needed a private place to check things out.
Yep.
When she quickly started going into labor, McDonald's staff called 911 and along with her fiance helped deliver the baby. Nandi Phillips was born, that's the baby's name, less than 15 minutes later. Employees who helped with the birth quickly nicknamed the baby girl Little Nugget after the famous McDonald's meal.
You weren't kidding.
And another employee was heard to say, "You want fries with that?"
Now, in my very early days, I worked the fast food route to start, and I don't ever remember us being open on Thanksgiving
Right.
because
Well,
who's eating at McDonald's and Burger King?
You'd be
on
surprised.
Thanksgiving?
Well, yeah. Remember that survey we had that one of the least
30% of
favorite
people
foods?
don't like turkey. Yeah.
They don't care for turkey. They don't want to eat turkey. They ain't gonna eat turkey. Maybe
So-
they want a burger.
I guess
it's
so.
almost like the Chinese restaurants are open on Christmas Day.
Well,
For
that's
people
a
who don't
tradition.
celebrate Christmas.
That's a
Yeah.
tradition.
Of
Oh
course,
yeah.
All right, let's see. Out in California,
Yes.
we have decided that's where the world's oldest dog is now living.
Oldest dog.
It is a 22-year-old Chihuahua.
I saw this story and I rejected it as being
Why is
beneath
that?
us.
That makes it 154
Yeah.
in people
Yeah.
years. It's beneath us because the Chihuahua is small. The Chihuahua was in Los Angeles, now the oldest in the world. Gino was born in 2000 and adopted when he was 2 years old. The owner was a sophomore at the University of Colorado in Boulder at the time. Says his roommates pitched in and helped care for the pup. Guinness World Records recently verified Gino as the oldest living dog in the world. So
Wow.
congratulations. And
Gino.
I'm not up on my Chihuahua life expectancy, but I figure it's got to be, what,
They don't-
15
Yeah,
years?
7 times 22.
Is 154.
Yeah, exactly.
That's an old dog.
They don't say what condition the dog is in. Is the dog
No.
healthy? Is the dog,
It's
just
breathing, so it's about as
breathing?
healthy as you're going to
Yeah,
get.
at that age? Yeah.
Okay.
but
Jay
they-
Leno
they-
is back, Joe.
Well, he burned himself, right?
He was working on a car,
Yeah.
and a carburetor backfired, spewing flames all over his face, chest, and arms. His hands. Yeah.
And his hands.
Well, which
He's
car
back.
is he working on?
He's back, and I thought you'd like this little joke. He's back to the stand-up comedy stage after suffering those burns. He went on stage, and he's on his way into the Comedy and Magic Club in Hermosa Beach, California, saying he'd have 2 Sunday night shows, regular and extra crispy.
Okay. Yeah.
This goes along with the chicken nugget story.
He packed the house, by the way.
Oh, I'm
well,
sure.
people come out and see him.
I'm
how
sure
he's
this is
doing.
helping him, but I mean, he's quite a guy, a good patient too. Apparently, doing very well. I mean, he's got a great attitude. He was giving out, I don't know if it was candy or something to the kids at the hospital. Just a nice guy, good guy from
All right.
Boston, by the way, the Boston area.
Yeah.
Local guy.
Now, we talked to, because it is today is Cyber Monday, just letting you know, toys and electronics are among the hottest sellers as the holiday shopping season starts. According to Adobe Analytics, gaming consoles, drones, Apple MacBooks, and toys like Fortnite, Roblox, and Disney Encanto are in heavy demand. And this is funny because I actually told my family, I said, I do not want and I do not need a drone for any reason.
Okay.
I don't see the. Well, I guess I can see the popularity. Some people that like to take the drone up and maneuver it and take pictures from a high altitude.
Yeah.
And I guess some people like doing that. Okay, fine. I'm not one of those people. And I was never into models, really,
So-
or model cars, and I don't need a model plane.
So I should send it back.
Please do.
Okay.
And they're expensive.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay, it can go really high up, and it go really, really far that way. But I know me, and if I send it really, really far that way, it's going to crash. now I got to go find it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, you would. But you know,
So I don't want one. No drones for me.
there are many good uses for it. Our friend at the call, Joe Nato, has one, and he's taken some pictures that have been published that have been quite remarkable.
And that's fine, and it's good for his job.
A guy in my line of
I don't
work,
have that.
you have these antennas that are bolted to the top of towers,
Go up
and
and
you don't
take a
want
look.
to want to climb up there. Send the drone up there and have it take pictures of what might be the problem.
All
You're
right.
diagnosing issues.
That's for your
practical.
job.
Yeah.
That's right. This is just for fun.
Oh well.
And I just don't need it. So
we'll make
they're
sure,
okay.
We'll make sure you
They
don't
didn't,
get
they,
one.
didn't, they didn't want to buy one anyway,
Yeah,
so I'm okay there.
I'll
Now,
talk to your son.
Consumers spent a record $9.1 billion online shopping last Friday.
Yes.
I didn't realize it was that high and that amount.
But-
That's
But what
that's
about
high.
actual in-store shopping? That was
Doesn't-
a record too.
they don't- was it?
I don't have the number, but I remember hearing about that.
Okay.
Yep.
Adobe noted many shoppers are taking advantage of flexible payment plans as they cope with the high prices and the inflation. And that's true if you have PayPal and among others.
But-
PayPal is the first one that comes to mind.
Yep.
That allows you to pay over time
But-
as well as your credit card.
They
Yeah,
have to be.
that's
They have
tough,
to be
though.
careful though. A lot of
Yes.
people are paying a lot of interest rates.
Careful about running up debt in an
yes,
inflationary
yes,
time.
yes.
It's very tough.
Yep. Overall, online sales were up more than 2% compared to the day after Thanksgiving last year.
Be interesting to see what
There
they're up
you go.
to after today, after Cyber Monday.
I have one here for you, Joe.
All right.
Just to go to show you that you can, if you have a job that puts you in the public eye, people are going to tell stories about you.
Someone got a story about me?
Yeah, even if it's not something big, it's not you.
Oh.
My localizer on this comes from Inglewood, California. My localizer is it happened in the parking lot of a CVS store.
Locally, yeah.
All right.
Well, not this one, but
Pro Football Hall of Famer Terrell Owens. Remember him?
former.
Yes, Pro Football Hall of
Yeah,
Famer
okay.
Terrell Owens.
Oh, okay.
He'll
That's how
always
you
be
said
a
it.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Is explaining himself after
T.O.
being taken to task in social media.
What did he do?
Seems that he got into a fight with a man outside a California CVS store.
Okay.
Video given to the TMZ Gossip
Oh,
Network
they're the
There
best.
we go.
shows Owens knocking the man to the ground on Saturday night. What the film doesn't show
Is why.
is that Owens says he was talking to a San Francisco 49ers fan. A third man in the parking lot showed up and threatened to beat the 49ers fan up right there on the spot and
So-
beat him up for being a 49ers fan.
So T.O.
Owens added that he got physical in breaking up the
fight.
attempted fight, trying to break up an argument between him and the Niners fans, the guy and the Niners fan, and that he pushed him hard, and being the physical dude that he is,
T.O.'s good size.
the guy went down, and somebody had a cell phone out. All three. I
the
don't
big
know.
mean
The
football player.
TMZ gave him $150 for that footage.
I'm sure.
Lawsuit.
All three men walked to their cars after the fight, and police were never called. But this guy's still on national news because of the Gossip Network.
Yeah.
And
All right.
because of the cell phone pictures.
Yeah. And also, I'm sure, all the video shows is Terrell Owens
Yep.
knocking the guy down.
Right. It
That's
doesn't show
all
what
you
happened.
see.
The guy came up and said, 49ers rot. I'm
Yeah.
going to
And do you think a jury would be impressed with that photo? You know, and they see him knocking a guy down to the
Oh,
ground,
no,
and there's a
that's-
lawsuit. There you go.
Well, they might not be. They,
Well.
as Dave said, they all three got up and they went there,
Yeah,
said the
but
car,
he'll
drove
think
away.
he'll think about it later. He didn't realize it was going to be on national TV, and you
maybe.
watch. Some lawyer will call him and say, "Hey, you want to make some
Hey, you want to
money?"
make $1 out of
There,
this?
there are a bunch of hungry lawyers out
Oh, yeah.
there, I was
Yeah.
told.
Oh, you think so?
Romy, you mentioned earlier about movies. You know,
Yes.
people still go
Yeah.
to the movies. So
Yeah.
the Black Panther movie, Wakanda Forever, continues to rule the box office. The sequel to the 2018 Marvel Comics
Yep.
adaptation
Sure.
earned nearly $46 million in its third weekend in North American
46
theaters.
million,
So there
not
you
bad,
go.
not bad.
The new
Yeah.
Disney film Strange World
Yep.
was second with almost $12 million. That's pretty far behind. Industry experts say that's a disappointing opening for a motion picture with a budget estimated at $180 million. Ooh, that's a loss there for Disney.
Yeah.
Rounding out the week's top five, the Korean War drama Devotion. That actually looks pretty good. followed by The Menu. I don't know what that one's about. And Black Adam.
What about the new Steve Spielberg movie? The one of his
Fablemans.
auto. Yeah, is that out yet?
I don't think it's out yet.
That'll be a big hit, I think.
I don't know. I don't know if people go for those kind of
We'll see.
movies anymore about
Okay.
how it's his most personal movie. That's
Yeah.
what I've heard about
Yeah.
that. So I don't know if that's going to happen. Don't forget to go out and grab some French toast today. Today's National French Toast Day.
Oh, all
So
right.
It's a very,
Glad you reminded
And
me.
we should point out,
another
of course,
holiday.
that Irene Cara passed away.
Yeah.
That's right. She passed away over the weekend. Dave, do you have it in front of you?
Age 63.
63, but they didn't release a cause. Do you see a cause? That may not have been released yet.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing yet.
Can I
Very
extend my condolences to a family member, Dave? A very
Oh, dear.
loyal listener of ON Radio, a very big booster of the Milk Fund. His name was Andy Ledoux. You probably
Oh,
know
yeah.
that name. He passed away a couple of days ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Good
Sorry.
guy. Yeah, a real good guy. So my condolences to the family as well. I just wanted to mention that. We're going to miss him.
Yeah.
So that's it.
All right. I'm just looking. There is no update on that fire in Mystic.
Okay.
As of yet, they're still there. It's
They're still asking questions.
It's still a 4-alarm fire at the.
So,
Mystic
Commissioner,
Marine.
are you for fire or against fire?
We're against it, and let's hope the beluga whales are okay. They don't need boiling water.
Well, that's
for
across the
beluga
street, right?
whales.
So,
Yeah, it is. So-
Okay.
All right, that does it for today for the Coffee and Program. Remember the Milk Fund auction coming up at 4:00 today.
And the Tiki Bar tonight at 6 when those shrimp are beginning to boil.
Excellent. Stay tuned for At the Library with Leslie Page. Then it's Food First with Karen Zangari next on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
U.S. Senator from Massachusetts